Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 as Japan. So we are already at war again. I don't even think we had a year of peace. This time we are at war with France, who, as a reminder, should be noted, is allied with Britain, so eventually Britain will be dragged into this war. Now let's take a quick gander at exactly how we stack up compared to France and Britain as well, of course. We have a larger budget than either, independently. Of course, they are combined a larger budget than us, but if we're going to combine their budgets, we should also combine the fact that we're allied with the US, who has a significantly larger budget. In fact, has the largest budget in the entire game at 1.2 million for the naval budget. Yeah, have fun with that. And, just throwing it out there, the U.S. is also allied with Spain, who adds a little bit extra, not much. They've actually got a decent-sized navy for having such a small budget. I'm really shocked by this, and it does have me curious as to what kind of ships, or well, what are their designs like? Well, evidently these are tiny. These are tiny aircraft carriers. Holy shit, what the hell is Spain doing? They are building like 30,000 ton, not even really that, CVs and putting a tiny, tiny amount of aircraft. You got the Bilo there at just under 15,000 tons with 23 aircraft. What the fuck is this, Spain? What are you doing? I'm pretty sure our CVL was bigger than that, or had more aircraft than that. Which is saying something. Because that's like a, what, 20-year-old design or something like that? I'm making my timer started. But yeah, so Spain, they've got a respectable size fleet. I don't think it's necessarily a good fleet, however. But since the U.S. is allied with them, Spain will hopefully get brought into the war at some point. It's just a question of when. But of course, before Spain can join in, we need the U.S. to join in, which means we need this war to last a little while. Exactly how long, I can't say. It depends. Unfortunately, we didn't really get the opportunity to prepare for this war. Much like with the war with Germany, it ended up being a situation whereby we accused them of blowing up one of our corvettes again. I believe this one was one of our sub-hunters, one of the 1939 designs. So if we just take a quick gander at exactly what we're looking at there in terms of crew complement, 86. There are 86 people, if I'm looking at the right design. I believe it was one of the sub-hunters. It might have been one of the minesweepers, but I'm pretty sure it was a sub-hunter. If it was a minesweeper, then it's 75. Not really a big difference, but, it's a little one. But yeah, so we are at war yet again. Okay, well, we have all these long-range submarines with not a whole hell of a lot to do with them, so I think what we're going to do is they are technically long-range, which means they don't have as big of penalties when you send them to sea regions where you don't have base capacity. So I think, at least in theory, we should be able to send them off to, say, the Mediterranean. And maybe intercept some French shipping in the Mediterranean. They would theoretically be able to resupply through the Indian Ocean. Although I say that, but I guess it depends on how the game handles, in theory, things like the Suez Canal. I don't know how the game handles that off the top of my head. I actually don't. I believe the game does model access to the Panama Canal. whereby if you're at war with the holder of this possession, you don't get to go through it. But I don't recall if the game does the same thing with the Suez. So maybe I'm wrong about that, and we'll have to bring those guys back home. We'll see. But our first move, once our ships are in position, is going to be an invasion of Djibouti. Because I want to try to take this. This would basically destroy France's ability to put a navy in the Indian Ocean, and it will significantly increase our base capacity. So it's a good idea for us. Also, one thing I wanted to mention real quick is that, here we go, we are finally almost at, the big thing is we need to increase our dock size just a little bit. But if we do a 64,200 ton CV, which is the largest we can build with our current level of technology, ignoring our dock size limitations, we would be able to do a 100 air capacity jet capable CV, which is what we want. And as an added bonus, with 5-inch auto-loaded guns for 76 heavy AA factor and a boatload of light AA guns. And torpedo defense 4. So, this thing is actually, pretty well defended. I love this. I want this design as soon as possible, but we're kind of hemorrhaging money, so we're not going to try to build up our dock size right now. Maybe once they decide to give us some more money because of this war. But in the meantime, we need to wait. Working on the problems of gas turbines, that'll also be very nice for us, but so far success has eluded us. We are tantalizingly close to inventing missile cruisers. Yep, I already knew that was going to be the case. Realistically, I probably shouldn't be spending the money on it right now, but I also realized the game tends to sometimes take a few turns after you turn on invasion planning to actually bother starting to plan an invasion, so I figured, oh, well, let's start just a little early. The US can join when they feel like it. I don't need their help in a war against France. I will only need it, and not even necessarily really need it. It would be appreciated when we go to war with, or when Britain gets involved, but we don't need their help in a war against France. And realistically, we probably don't need them in a one-on-one war against Britain. Both, at this point, is a bit of a pain in the ass, but we could probably survive. It would just require some effort. But yeah, so we're going to try to snag Djibouti and then probably Madagascar and then New Caledonia. That'll basically get rid of France as far as we're concerned as a combatant. Well, not really combatant, but as an opponent. Here we go. We can now build missile cruisers. These are CLs that have missiles but no armor. We're working on 3,800 ton displacement DDs. I have a game that's actually ended, but I don't believe I ever got 3,800 ton displacement destroyers. I thought that wasn't. I figured we probably maxed out at, what is it, 36 right now that we have? Improved jet bombers, medium bombers can carry 2 missiles now. Wonderful. Our scientists have developed a new type of ECM that will give us an advantage in electronic warfare. Wonderful. With our fleet firmly in control in the Indian Ocean, our troops invade the French possession Djibouti. Wonderful. And there we go. Already off to a good start. One of our long-range subs torpedoed and sunk a French CL. And in exchange, they sink it in the Indian Ocean, which kind of sucks. French armored cruiser forced to intern due to lack of fuel. This is, already a great start for us. It really is. It is an absolutely great start for us. Let's go ahead. You know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and invade New Caledonia now. especially because the French have completely abandoned the South Pacific. We are over our base capacity here in the Indian Ocean, which I'm not surprised by in the slightest. Unfortunately, I don't think I can really move much outside of maybe some subs for what they take up. I'm pretty sure subs take up base capacity. Am I wrong about that? I'm pretty sure subs take up base capacity. Our Yeah, my subs are actually in the Indian Ocean. They haven't actually made it to the Mediterranean yet to do what they can there. I'm hopeful that they give us some money soon, because if not, we're gonna have to go into debt, which is not going to be a fun time, because that's basically going to be constant prestige penalties until we get out of it. Which, I mean, at least we got quite a bit of prestige, but I'd rather not go into debt if we can avoid it. Okay, our spying on France is still not great, because again, we weren't really prepared for the war beforehand. So we have zero intel on what they have, but we did initially anticipate like 2 battle cruisers. So we will have the Takao, which, is a good design, and at least it has missiles, so we can take advantage of those. I don't want to decline this because that's a lot of VP that we'll be giving them, and we will at least have a CV. So if they don't have CVs, that'll make our life easier. If they do have CVs, that'll be annoying, especially if they have multiple. But one thing we do have going for us, luckily, is that we do have some pretty good light cruisers. Um, they could certainly be better, I will admit. Some of them need to go in for that refit to get auto-loaded 5-inch guns. That would significantly improve their heavy AA factor, but overall, they're decent. But yeah, so we're just gonna have to accept. We did exceed the command check, which is nice, but that's not particularly helpful when we don't have anything we can really use. Attack enemy ships in general. So this is a bombardment target. We're gonna probably try to do this as a quick in and out. Let's see. I do want a night search. We don't need to search out that far. That is way, 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 way too far. We'll do like 70. Um, I do want to cover the port. Don't we'll do 80 actually, just a little bit more, because the ships themselves might be out up here, going through the strait here. We are going to do a two-phase search. Day is coming, so we will be launching our aircraft, hopefully, relatively quickly. The enemy aircraft have apparently already spotted us, which sucks. So they already know where we are, and yeah, okay, our guys are going into this with not a whole lot of fuel. Which also sucks. Because it does mean if this drags out, we will be slowed down when it comes to the attempt to disengage. Once you run out of fuel, you're not dead in the water, luckily, but you are limited to 5 knots. Basically, the endurance is not like your actual fuel necessarily. I'm going to put the CLs there under AI controlled just for a little bit as we focus our attention on, there we go, on the CAs. We picked something up for a second there, but it's probably like a merchant if I had to make a guess. But there's the actual ships I care about. But damn it, it's overcast, so we don't have good visual range. Oh no, that is supposedly a destroyer. You're not going to keep heading in that direction. I don't need you getting torpedoed if we can avoid it. There we go. Now, okay, well, it was also because it was, dawn. So we also didn't have great visuals because of that. But now we do. They're the supposed CAs. Let's fire a salvo at them. I will have you fire all of yours. I don't think those hit, unfortunately for us. Those ones hit, though. It's a CL there. You look like you might have missiles. It's a little hard to tell from that there. No, you have torpedoes. Torpedoes on a CA? What the hell are you doing? I mean, I guess okay, but why? But okay, we torpedoed that guy. You guys have torpedoes, right? Well, some of you do. Some of you do. Yeah, we don't have any torpedo reload, or missile reloads, rather. You have missiles. Unfortunately, your job is to focus on escorting the CL, or excuse me, the CV, so you're not going to be doing that. Let's go ahead and get a naval strike, I think, ready. I'll let you auto design this, because why not? It's going to do okay. We'll do an any attack, or any priority, rather. Go ahead and ready that strike. Okay, now we have another CA here. Trying to... Oh, you guys don't have missiles. For some reason, I thought you guys had missiles. Never mind. Never mind. It was... Okay, that's all our missiles, basically. Well, at least outside of the aircraft. What happened to you? Did you take a... You took an 8-inch hit. A couple 8-inch hits, actually. So that hurt. That hurt quite a bit. God, I wish I had a few more ships. I really do. Wish I had another wing of CAs. If I had another wing of CAs, I could have them focus on the bombardment target. You guys are ready. Okay, weather is not permitting air launches. That sucks. But we'll survive. Probably. We're going to turn in, just so we're not continuing to head in that straight line. Now, I will hopefully either force these guys into port, or we will sink them. One of the two. I don't really care which we do. Now, what I would love for you guys to do, though, is probably to focus fire on the CA that is just, you know, by itself. The one that we launched a couple of missiles at and got like 3 hits with. Okay. You guys are going to head up here and go for the land target that we're supposed to be trying to destroy. Go down to cruising speed. Same with you guys, because I don't need you overtaking them. I want you to serve as a barrier. Okay, objective completed. You guys are going to hold fire so you don't waste your ammo. Go back to Squadron Max. The CA that we missiled is probably safe in port. Annoyingly. You guys already dealt with the flooding. Wonderful. You guys are going to sail out to the open ocean for safety. The Zuma is going to continue the fight, however. So it's going to get some distance from that CL and not cross on the opposite side from where the torpedoes were initially fired from that hit the cow. I want to keep the CLs down here because that's where the bulk of their destroyers and stuff are. But I would love for the Azuma to get rid of that lone destroyer up there. Suppose I could send the Kikuzuki up there, though. Oh shit. A bunch of stuff out here, and they are firing on the Takao. I think we found the actual enemy... the important bits of the enemy fleet. Which sucks for the Takao, because it can't exactly do anything about that. And annoyingly, this heavy rain is preventing me from being able to launch aircraft, which is what I would love to launch. Zuma just took a torpedo. This is not a good time to try to... slow down to stop the flooding, but they're doing a great job at damage control. The Akitsushima is going to have a halfway decent chance of getting sunk potentially, because they're not dealing with the damage control nearly as quickly as the Akuma did. We completed the objective, honestly. At this point, I think it's probably easier to just try to back out, disengage, rather than take losses. Yeah, the Akitsushima sinks. We'll have the destroyer go back to try to pick up survivors. I want you to deal with the last bit of your flooding. Okay, there we go. You go to Squadron Max now to get the hell out of here. Your Squadron Max is still 12, unfortunately. We're just going to go ahead and leave. We got what we needed to. No search. Don't need to do any more searching. Okay. Now we will, because maybe we get something, probably not, but we can still attempt it since we do have the aircraft ready. Some reported CLs took some missile hits. Maybe don't hug the coastline so damn much so you can actually maneuver. CLs took torpedo hits. That's wonderful. You know, bit more damage, never hurts. We didn't get anything there, unfortunately. And then here comes night, which admittedly is to our advantage, it seems. Thing. Nope, sorry. Select ready. Launch strike. I understand. I don't care. Go ahead and launch anyway. Sure that everybody is still doing great. At least as great as they can be given the circumstances. And we'll just try to eke out what little bit extra damage we possibly can. Nothing there. No hits, nothing. Wonderful, that's always helpful. So they did in fact have their battle cruisers, and they did in fact have several CVs, although the CVs didn't really seem to do much. Admittedly, neither did ours, but that's partly, you know, neither of us could do anything about that, but considering the number they had, I really would have expected more aircraft from them, but evidently that was not the case. So we lost a CL and then a submarine that apparently failed to report in. In exchange, they lost 2 light cruisers, a destroyer, and then, of course, the land target itself, and pretty decent damage against a couple of CAs, and a bit more against some more destroyers. Would love to have done damage to the battle cruisers or the CVs. Like, would really love that, but I don't know where the hell they were. And I think they went to port at some point. So we just basically never engaged them. If we look at this, it's not really possible to tell what the hell was going on here, really. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that okay, let's check the times if we can for down here, which I'm not getting. There we go. That doesn't give me dates. Where did they start? You know, it's actually very hard to tell because the game just... One, this is a giant cluster of just stuff. But I'm hopeful they didn't start down here. But considering that everything seemed like it ended up here in the end, I kind of get the feeling that some of them might have started down here. Which, How the hell am I supposed to engage that? Considering the only things that would have been in the area to engage that would have been the the CV, and then its destroyer escort and the one CL that it had. Yeah, that ain't happening, game. There we go. We invade New Caledonia. New Caledonia should go with zero resistance from the French. Question is, do we go ahead and try to snag Madagascar now? They do outnumber us here anyway, so it would just be a waste of money until either they clear out or whatever the case ends up being. And I mean, at some point they're going to have to clear out because they're just losing, or they're more likely to, get ships interning in neutral ports and stuff, with how over the cap they are. I mean, they have a base capacity of 50. I can't see what their current actual base capacity or what their usage is. But we can just make a reasonable guess based off the blockade strength. Or, well, this number, which roughly correlates to basically how strong their blockade is. And the fact that it's like 4 times ours and we're at 76 out of 75. So, that's, yeah, no. They're going to be backing out there relatively quickly. Now, here's the thing. I'm probably going to want to pull out the Kinugasas. Or at least a couple of them. Well, let's see. So we are 4 over. A single Kinugasa is worth 7. So we can just pull out the Kinugasa itself, I guess. Send it to Southeast Asia. That'll get us under the cap, at least until New Caledonia is occupied. Okay, this is a fight around New Caledonia, and we're estimating that they have a CV, which I'm going to call bull on. Because as far as our intel indicates, they don't have anything down here. So I highly doubt it's actually a CV. It might be like an AV, maybe, a seaplane carrier. But I doubt it's an actual CV. Nope, it was a Corvette. I don't know how the hell we managed to mistake that. But somehow we managed to mistake a Corvette with 2 5-inch guns, 4 4-inch dual-purpose guns, 2 medium AA guns, and 4 light AA guns as a CV. Brilliant. Sure. We'll retire him. He's below average anyway. We don't need him. There we go. We get more money. Let's try not to piss off Russia right now, so we'll deny any involvement. Okay. Air groups, you guys. Copy, paste. Yep. Copy, paste. Yep. We are still hemorrhaging money like it's going out of style. Okay, I think everybody who's in Southeast Asia is going to head to Northeast Asia to go on to reserve fleet. We're just losing way too much money with these guys active right now, and I need to somehow find a way to save money as much as possible. At least until we get some more budget from this war. Yep, there we go. Modern cruisers need to be more spacious, or modern crew quarters need to be more spacious to keep up crew quality, unless government type is communist. We already had some stuff that got those benefits, but not everything. Why would we already be trying to get peace? How about no? I don't know what that pop-up was for. Mitsubishi has developed a new fighter, or excuse me, a helicopter, and it's just some minor improvements with some bombs. Wonderful. In fact, those are literally the only improvements. We put bombs on a helicopter. Great. There we go. America finally joins in, and that significantly increases our fleet size in the Indian Ocean. Okay, that gets us 3 more turns, roughly. Give me more budget. Give me more budget. I need me more budget. Give me all your budget. Okay, those are going to finish. That's going to free up a couple thousand. Okay, we're estimating they have a battle cruiser, but we're not. Oh boy, game, really? We're estimating they have a battle cruiser, but we are sending a handful of CLs and some destroyers. That sounds like a brilliant idea. I'm hopeful they don't actually have that, and it's just some destroyers. Wait, go. Until we either get radar contact or I can actually control my stuff. Thank you. I'm not a fan of you saying radar lock. That would be why. Sorry, Kitsushima, you're not breaking off. We're going in with you on fire. Let's go. I don't know how you took a torpedo, but okay. What the fuck happened to our CL or our destroyers? They all just decided to break all of a sudden. I swear we had more. I swear I had more than that. But now I don't. And they didn't sink. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking with that torpedo launch. It was never gonna hit anything. Ah, okay, so this is gonna be one of those types of battles, evidently. Pop smoke and get the hell out of there. You'll be the sole survivor of this shitty battle. No, apparently not the sole survivor. Apparently somehow the Ibiki has managed to survive. I don't know how. And France wins that because they sunk all of our CLs. Nope, that can wait some more years. And on that note, we're going to end this part here. So I will see you all next time, where we will be continuing to try to take Djibouti and New Caledonia as quickly as possible. Luckily, the US has joined in. Evidently, it seems as though Britain doesn't really seem all that interested, which is good for us in many ways, but it's a little bit weird. To be completely honest. You know what? Actually, how about you guys just go to Northern Europe, huh? Go to Northern Europe. Hopefully New Caledonia doesn't take too long, because I really would like to get those guys to, like, Northeast Asia so we can put them onto reserve fleet and free up a fair bit of money, because each of these guys is that's like 2,000 some change there, and then their destroyer escorts is, a couple hundred. That'll help a bit more as well. But I will see you all next time. Until then, goodbye and farewell.